Hey guys, so this is just a quick video on how to set up the lights and how to run it. So the first thing, when you turn on the computer, you want to go to, it's on the desktop, this folder, My DMX Master, and just go to the latest one, which is 16. So that'll open up the software here, and from here you want to set up a few things first. So the first thing you can turn on is your theater lights. Unfortunately, I can't really show you the two things at the one time, but you'll see when you turn it on. So with the theater lights, these are the four big lights across the front of the stage that will give you your overall lighting. Generally, you're going to be around somewhere around 50% for a normal Sunday. And then your theater spots, these are mainly just focused on the preacher or the two people who are in the middle at the front of the stage. So you can set that to about 50% as well. So the process is set up into two parts. So you've got your live section here, which is all of this, and you've got all your different scenes, and then down here you've got your individual control of every fixture. So along the bottom here you've got all your different lighting types. So I just go back here and I go to general, you will see all our lights, and go to palette here. These are all our lights on the stage. So this is the back of the stage, so this is the balcony. So if you actually hover over them, they'll tell you what they are. So let's say I want to do the cross. So this one here is the LED strip around the cross. You have to turn the dimmer up, and then you can just drag the wheel around to whatever color you want. Then you've got the four lights behind the cross. You can select all of these at once or individually, however you want to do it. And you bring the dimmer up, and then you just change the color to whatever you want. Then you've got here, which is the hazer. You don't control the hazer from here. To get to the hazer, you have to come down here. Rule of thumb with the hazer, never take the fan speed above 10 or the haze output. Probably like 4 to 5 is the most you ever want to get. It's quite annoying that you have to do it that low and you can't have a bit more control, but that's the way it works. So the hazer you have to do down here by itself. Then you come to the two wash lights, which are those big lights, moving headlights at the back of the stage. So you can select them here, but actually you have to go down to here, to the 285. Select here, so you get lots of functions with this. So the first thing you want to do is turn it on, which is the shutter open. Then you want to bring the dimmer all the way up, and then you can move around the color. So if I just go for blue today, and I bring up blue, and then down here you have the ability to set where it is, what it's shining on. You can move it around and have a try, see what happens. So if you want to do more stuff, you've got like color shows, and you can change the color here if you want. You've got the ability to just do white. Again, another color wheel, so you can change that to your heart's content. You can focus it, so if you want a really tight beam, you can have it really tight, or you can have it super wide. And then this is your dimmer, it'll just bring it up and down. There are programmed functions up here in the top, so you can see here they all have their different names: Sharpies, color, balcony, theater lights, spotlights, profile lights. So there are some movements built in. With the washes at the moment there aren't, just because it's rarely needed. So if you're trying to get everything on, you can just do that. So then if you go back to general, once they're set, then you've got your overhead lights on the left and right. So that's the three lights on the bars. So you can do them all of the one color, or you can select however many you want and just change the color as you desire. For this, I'm just going to set them all the same color and make them blue. Then you've got the 6 lights that are on the ground. So again, you need to make sure the dimmer is up, and then you can change the color around. So then you've got the Sharpies at the front. So again, you can select the two of them and you go down here to Sharpie. And so this has a bit more control. So you've got lots of effects here. You can strobe it. So that's just a standard open light, and you can turn it on then with full beam. Then these are all your color options. So because it's got a prism, you can go for like a bluey green color. Again, you can move it around down here. Just if you alter their position, it makes it quicker to move. So I'm just going to line these up on the stage, and you guys can actually see what it looks like at the end. So when you scroll across here, you've got loads of different heads. These are called gobos. So that's just one. And then if you want it as a spotlight or as a prism, you can change it there. If you want to get it rotating a bit, or you just want it continuous on, and then you can change the speed. Once you set that on, you can slow it right down, and it'll just keep. And you can obviously do forward or clockwise, whichever way you want. This will give you a general effect, so try it, see what you like. Again, you've got a focus, and so that's pretty much those lights set. So then you go back to general. So these are your theater lights. So you don't actually touch these 6 down here because you're doing it up here. It's just easier. They don't work down here the same way. Then you've got these two. So these are the 2 lights that just sit on the balcony wall that basically light up the whole room. So you can generally just, give a really nice light. Then you've got these 2, which are the balcony. And again, you can set them on the color wheel wherever you want. Then the other one is, so at the moment we've got those 4 kind of backlight spotlights that are sitting on the stage, and you set them up from here, so they are static back, and you can change the frequency of those if you want. You can select them down here. And when you select them down here, it does give you the ability to change their color from white and yet. So naturally they're white, but you can actually make them more yellow or green depending on what you want. So for today, I'll just leave them in the middle and then just bring them down a bit. So then these 4 here are your drums. So you've got the 2 LED strips that run around the drums. You've got and then 2 spots. So if I just select these, change that to blue. Now one of the LED strips might not change color because it's, if you try for a range, because some of them are broken. And then generally I just leave that one on white because it's the one that shines on the drummer. So then your last light is the Christmas lights behind the drummer. So they're on the dimmer pack. So you just bring that up. It's on number 1, so you just bring it the whole way and it'll stop it flashing. So that's it, pretty much. That's all your lights. Again, you need to be very careful if you're going to use haze, how much you use. Never go above 3 or 4, just to be safe. And if you wanted to do a full blackout, you could literally just bring this, and this will turn off all the lights and bring them back on again. So these 2 are the ones you're really going to have to talk to the camera guys about, just making sure you've got your right light or not too much. So that's pretty much it. I'll show you what that looks like now. It's a sunny day and I haven't closed the curtain, so it's not going to look 100%, but you get the general idea. That's what happened as a result. So at the end, you need to make sure you turn off the moving headlights. Always turn them off before you turn off the system. And then when you want to shut down the system, you can leave them on when you close the program, so I'll show you what will happen. I just quit it here. They'll go to sleep, but some of the settings will actually stay on. So they basically have remember function, so they'll remember. But you can hear the lights are now very much whirling, so always make sure you go and turn them off. I haven't shown the smoke yet because smoke is not for Sundays, it's too holy. So the switch is just there on the back. If you want to turn on the smokes at some stage, you can turn them on there. No, that one was actually off anyway. And then turn the switch off on this one. You can hear it whining, which is why it's still on. So just switch it off and switch off the two big ones there, the back one there and one there. And that is a quick 10-minute on how to run the lights. And make sure to turn all the lights on, you need to turn on the 6 switches on the wall at the back of the sound desk. Thanks guys.